Walk with Christina, going live at our local park. And it's also the same park where we have Santa's Village set up. So we're gonna go see what Santa's Village looks like in the daytime unlit and walk about for a little, check out the ducks and see where they're at. Let me flip y'all around real quick so y'all can see these ducks. I find this real interesting. You got all of the ducks down here in a row. And then you have a bunch of them taking flight all at once. And I just noticed they're all like white taking flight. Very, very interesting. But then you have all of the brown and tawny colored ducks not taking flight. You have like a couple of white ducks there mixed in with the tawny or dark colored ducks. Found it interesting. It's like all of the white ducks had a convention and decided to sky up at the same time. But I hope y'all are having a really good day. I'm coming to you now from a newer phone. I got a new phone. About the situation, I was looking after I said, hey, Miss Lily, how are you? How are you? Hey, just a goth girl, how are you doing? I'll go back to the phone situation in a minute, but Kadri, there were some kids, and I think they were from, high school that had got out early and they were walking to the thrift store, and you want to talk about goth. I wish I was filming at that time because a couple of them were just so cute. If you'd have seen them, you'd have been like, oh my gosh, there was one, and the way she was dressed, you would have thought she was so cute. It was like they had it was like 6 or 7 of them, and they were all together, and they were all goth. And it was like they had some sort of charisma on them, and just very attractive little kids. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? The Lord is going to take them in some way and use them. They had drawing power, and it wasn't like an untoward power. And it just, their whole look was just very, very drawing and very attractive. Seemed like some nice young kids. So this is going to be really, really interesting. Yes, you would have. They were at Thrift City, and they were gorgeous. It was a couple of guys, but mainly it was young ladies, and they looked, I don't know, probably they're seniors in high school, but they look like junior, senior. They're getting ready to get out of school early, but they were just too cute. Hey, book chapter verse, what's real? What's really real? Hey, Isabel, welcome in. Yeah, I just decided to, I didn't miss it, looking at the Christmas lights, and I just wanted to kind of go through here since I was out and it's such a nice day, and just look at, show y'all this, and also show you some other stuff. But yeah, it's just very nice, peaceful, very windy. Hair's all over my head, so I'm not going to show that. But yeah, we'll see you later, KK. See you later. The kids out here, because we got several, soccer fields and stuff like that, and we got a big baseball field on the other side. So there's a lot of activities. And then this is LaVon's Park. Then part of the park is, got the playground and the monkey bars and all of that stuff. And it looks like they fenced it off. But this area is where Santa's Village is. We had a bigger park, and we had a bigger park than this, and they tried to have Santa's Village at that, and it was nice. But it didn't last. Where Santa's Village had always been, let me go this way, see if y'all can see the little houses up in here. Where Santa's Village always was where, right past downtown Richardson. Santa's Village was always right there with the library and City Hall. But City Hall, there was a fire that started at City Hall near the library, and it pretty much burned City Hall almost to the ground. And so they took Santa's Village, all the houses that were like these that you see, they took them and they moved them to a bigger park right up the street. And for whatever reason, I don't know why they decided to, because they could have left it there. That park was big, and that's where all of the art festivals are. But for whatever reason, they decided to move it here to Huffines Park in my neighborhood so we can actually walk to this park. Hey, Angie, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you in. Happy to go live. Happy to see all of y'all. But yeah, they moved it over here, so now the whole time it's going, we could just pick up and walk. And it's so cool. But it looks like they fenced it all the way in, so you really can't really see. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they open it to where you can, hi Kiera, you can come in. I think that right there is either Mrs. Claus. No, that's Santa's house. I see the sign right there. That's Santa's house. You can go in, take pictures with Santa, and get a little code that you can download to your phone, and you can print out the pictures yourself. That sit on the knee stuff, we really don't roll like that around here. The sitting on Santa's knee, you kind of stand beside Santa and take a picture. That's kind of a bygone era, and I can pretty much say that that's a good thing in 2025. But yeah, you can still, and you don't have to be a little kid to take a picture with Santa Claus. You can be an older person and take a picture with Santa Claus. So, hey Bernard, how are you? Welcome in. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show y'all kind of sounds. And I'm gonna try to think this weekend and next weekend is going to be the end of Santa's Village. I think they go all the way up until like the new year, and then they start taking it down. So I think this weekend and next weekend is the last. But yeah, there are a couple of places that I want to come to. Santa's Village, and there's another place in Addison called Vitruvian Park. And I'm gonna try to get there early and walk the park, because when I tell you it's a million lights, it's a million lights. And so I'm gonna try to, if I can't go live there, I'll at least do a short. I'm also gonna go to a place me and my family go everywhere. We've gone for decades, called Moss Trail. And it's a cul-de-sac, a little small neighborhood, it's Outlet. And it's just absolutely beautiful, $1 million houses, and very, very, very nice. Then I also want to go back to the Deloche Mansion. The Deloche Mansion is the one that y'all saw for Halloween, that had all of the Halloween stuff in their front yard. Their theme for this year is a Grinch Christmas. Kadri and I went by there yesterday, just looking around while we could see, and the city has really just sort of like done that. It is a gorgeous day. It feels like it's almost 70 degrees, but it's in the 60s. just overrun with people coming from everywhere to see the mansion and all of the other mansions around it. And they've blocked off streets and all that. The only way it used to be, like last year, you could park your car somewhere in the street and just sort of walk that street. Now it's to the point where it's lane and they blocked it off, and you cannot walk that at all. So we're gonna try to make a drive through. You know, the doubt's released there. You gotta keep it moving. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just out here getting my exercise in and moving, enjoying the sun on my skin, and send the laugh at this. I don't know about that, Kiara. Please don't. Don't do that. Don't send me anything because I don't know anything about any of that. But yeah, I just decided to, because I hadn't been live in a while, and I just decided to say hi. I'm not gonna tell that lie. Like, I'm gonna be on here for a little while. I ain't gonna even say that. I'm gonna let that come out my mouth. Because I don't know. Stinks. But we've been doing good. Everybody in the house has recovered from whatever it was. It was like flu-like and viral at the same time, and it just kind of cut a broad swath through the house and got everybody but me. And but they're all doing good now, so we are good. Getting ready to celebrate the holiday season. But other than that, I'm just super duper glad that I'm here and all is well. We're having a nice time, comfortable time. But yeah, I wonder if I could go through here. It's open. I'm kind of scared, y'all, but kind of wanna go in here. Should I go in here, y'all? So I won't get busted. Go in. I'm gonna be a daredevil. Y'all know me. I'm just gonna walk around and take a look. If they come and go, hey, what are you doing? I'll be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Just come around up. Right here is where they have like live music, and the high school's orchestra will come, and then we have our own little small group, small orchestra that also comes as well, and they do live music here. Super nice, super nice. Looks like they're gonna have like they're gonna have our high school's jazz band and tap dancers and like that that's gonna perform looks like Friday night or Saturday night, but it's just all sorts of stuff going on. This is the fire department's fire station. You can go in and get a picture with a fireman and that sort of stuff. And also out this way will be fire trucks lined up, and if you want to take a picture, with the like the fire gear on, they have little fire hats and the little replicas of the outfits that they wear towards fires. Look at these trees, isn't that pretty? You can do that. My nephew absolutely loved that. He thought he wanted to be a fireman, and this is Frosty the Snowman's house. And there's somebody there that is dressed up like Frosty, and Just every one of the little houses are themed. So, but yeah. Oh, I hadn't seen that ornament factory. That's new. We haven't been to Santa's Village in quite a while. Um, Kadri and her cousins love to come out here, but all of them are teens and 20s and stuff, and so they're just like, But Kadri every so often wants to come out here, even at her age. It just reminds her of parts of her childhood that were fun to her, and so. But yeah, it was so cute. At one time, I know that Miss Claus had her own house, and she would pass out cookies. There was also a station where you could get hot chocolate or medium hot chocolate because, the city didn't want no lawsuits, but you could get a little thing of hot cocoa and go and get a like a gingerbread kind of cookie or a ginger snap cookie from Mrs. Claus, and you could take pictures with her too. So that was that. I don't know if she still has her house, but we shall see. There's Santa's post office. Hello, Agnes. Welcome in. You could go in there, and you used to could go in there and write a letter to Santa Claus, and they would have it mailed to the North Pole for him. There's Santa's police station right there. And you could go in there and you could take a picture with a policeman. And I think they gave out little stickers and stuff like that. And then KF TV station, which is what this is, a little radio station for Santa Claus, and they will broadcast Christmas music and all of that sort of stuff. So, I mean, just super, super cute for the kids, and you can bring the kids. And there's Mrs. Claus' house right there. I was wondering. It was super cute and good memories. And it was all open. Yeah, you could go into Mrs. Claus' house and you would get like a little ginger snap or a little gingerbread cookie. And Kadri was a finesser, so she would always finesse Mrs. Claus out of an extra cookie. I don't know how she did it. She probably just batted her eyes and grinned, and Mrs. Claus melted like butter, and she was able to get that extra cookie. And she did it for several years until I caught on to what it was she was doing. I was like, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. And I put a stop to that. No ma'am. But that is Santa's house right there, as y'all saw. So let me go back around this corner before they like, what are you doing in here? They're not going to do that because nobody's here. But it was open, and I just kind of wanted to give y'all the gist of of Santa's Village. And I liked it there at City Hall and the library and stuff like that. There was like an old charm about it. There was a huge tree near the library. And I mean, huge. And they got to the top of that tree, which if you're looking at the top of this tree, it had to be probably like, I don't know, but it was even taller than that tree is. Huge. And they would go to the top of the tree and cover it in lights from top to bottom. And it just lit the whole area besides all of these lights. It was spectacular. That tree is still there. And beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Don't know how they did it. Had to have been a gazillion lights. I have no idea how they did that to like that, but it was something to see. It was something to see. Uh, and there's the polar bear credit union. Look at the green trees. That is just too cute. The decorations are too cute. Too cute. I love that green tree. Very nice. So, but yeah, this is what the kids in our neighborhood look forward to every year. And there's a lot of them, more and more of them. Oh, that's cute. So you could take a picture uh, as a gingerbread person and put your head right there at the top. Take a picture. That's too cute. I should do that. I should put my head there and take a picture as a gingerbread person because I feel like I've turned into a gingerbread person. I made a couple of pans of gingerbread cookies so far, which that's my tradition. That's my custom. There's the reindeer shed. You could go into the reindeer shed and they gave you what they call reindeer they give you what they call reindeer mix, and you were supposed to put it on your front lawn, and that was supposed to draw the reindeer so Santa could stop at your house. It was cute, and it worked for a while. Cadre would be sprinkling that, thinking she was gonna see Dasher and Dancer, but and there's the symphony hall, and you know I like this tree. That is a nice tree. That is symphony hall, and then here's the pet shop. And they did not always have the pet shop, and I intended to come, and I had not made it. I'm gonna try to make it this weekend, but they have in there they have pets from the animal shelter that you can adopt. And y'all, between you and me, my heart is open. It's open. I'm about ready. But that's going to be a family decision. That's not going to be a decision that we undertake lightly. We're all still in the grieving process. But I think all of our hearts are open to the idea. Are we ready? No. But honestly, I'm ready to at least start the process of looking. Start the process of looking, but here comes somebody. Come out of here. So, I'm like, no, not go in here. But I just had to. It's too cute, isn't it? And this is right here in the neighborhood. Right here in the neighborhood. But then again, just looking at that sign, this weekend might be the last weekend. Used to be, they used to go after Christmas up to the New Year, but maybe they changed. Yeah, 19th through the 21st. So yeah, it'll be the last weekend. But it's cool. Not very far at all from where I live, to where you can walk and enjoy sights, the scenery, and all of that stuff. And yeah, it's just really, really nice. So I just thought it would be cool. Different kind of walk. What are y'all doing for the holidays? Y'all going anywhere? Or is it just gonna be a stay-in situation? For us, it's a stay-in situation. Friend of Cadra's went to the Bahamas, and I was just like, and she was showing us pictures from the Bahamas. So nice. And then a friend of mine went to California. That's when I just green jealousy, because I was just like, ooh, California. It's been so many years since I've seen California. So when I saw pictures of the part of California she was in, I was just like, ooh, I would love to go to California. I would love to go to California. It's got to be nice. But then another friend of mine did a vlog of him in Hawaii. He's got family in Hawaii, and he went back for a little while and was hiking up a mountain there in Hawaii, and it was just absolutely breathtaking. And he did a part of the vlog. He was speaking. He was talking, and he was near a active volcano, which I just thought was insane. I'd never seen that, and it was just cool to see. Now he was far away from it, but still, what a sight! How many people can say that they've seen an active volcano erupting? It was just bomb. It was just absolutely fire. So yeah, so a couple of my friends and stuff are going different places and doing some cool stuff. Christmas season. I just think it's bomb. I pray 2026 things really turn around for us, and we're gonna be walking and doing some different things in some different places. I'm not believing God for that. I know in 2026 that's getting ready to happen. I'm just gonna put it like that. The winning walk with Kristina as of January 1st, 2026 is going to change. I keep putting that into the atmosphere because it is, the Lord is walking me in another direction, and He just is. Absolutely, pretty things. Walk with Jesus, absolutely. Absolutely. That part of the winning walk will never change. I will never not walk with Jesus. Never. He is the sole reason. Outside of just wanting to leave sort of like a video diary or a video legacy to my family, he's the sole reason I came on YouTube anyway. I didn't come on YouTube, and this might sound arrogant, I didn't come on YouTube to become famous or rich. I was famous or rich before I ever flipped the phone in my face. Hello. Because of Christ who lives on the inside of me. I was born rich and famous. I was born to make changes in the world. I was born to do some things. I was born to know God and be strong and do great exploits for Him, not for my own enrichment or benefit. And I always want to be mindful of that. I always want to be cognizant and aware of the call of my life and how important it is to remain in His will. So that part of the winning walk with Kristina will not ever change. If there ever is a time where I begin to drink from the wine of the world and pollute myself with wickedness, may God snatch this from me and treat me even more severely if that happens. This is His channel, His vessel, all of that. And well, hey, Christopher Kent, appreciate you. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. But yeah, that part of the winning walk is not changing. Where I go is going to change. The people I talk to, because I'm getting ready to talk to some people, those people are going to change. I might be branching out into, well, I'm going to be branching out into other things. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Not just going to be about walks. Not just walks. But y'all, I was coming over here to show you this house. I worked at AT&T for several years. At the building we worked in, right up the road from that building was a farm. And there was a trail that I used to walk when I first started walking, and I would walk up this hill to this farm. that this company owned, and part of the farm was this house right here. This was like it was like, for Richardson, it is protected property. And the company that owned that farm sold that farm, and everything to go with that farm, they sold it. And they have another business bought it or what have you. But the city decided to declare this, in a sense, historical, and they moved it from there to here. And I think, according to the sign, it's going to be the permanent place for it. But it just always was a bomb place. And look, somebody spraying it. Then it's Miss Bell's house. It's one of the oldest buildings in Richardson, and it is a Texas historical landmark. Built between 1886 and 1889, is now at its permanent location in Huffines Park. Miss Bell's house was named after Virginia Bell, school teacher who ran a private school out of the home for more than 40 years. The home originally sat on the corner of Sherman and Kaufman Streets. Sherman and Kaufman is downtown Richardson. It was moved in 1979 to the former Owens Spring Creek Farm, then moved in 2021 to a temporary location at the city's Fire Training and Operations Center. Lastly, it moved this spring here. So they're going to try to renovate this house, over 150 years old. And to show you the disrespect someone house, look what they did to it. Put like a little wicked eye on it, and I just rebuke that in the name of Jesus. They'll remove that as part of the renovations, but when you're looking at something from 1886, there ought to be a sense of reverence and awe. I think it's just bomb that this house is still standing. You know, it's just so cool to me. It's cool that this is going to be in the neighborhood. I just don't know how they're going to, once they renovate it or begin to gently renovate it, because it's pretty fragile. There's holes in it. Of course, it's over 100 years old, but I just wonder how they're going to keep it being just vandalized by people and have nothing better to do. It's just gorgeous. Because it's a Texas historical landmark, hopefully they'll have, severe consequences. Hopefully they'll put a camera on it to where they can, watch people doing stupid stuff like what they just did. It's a pretty decent size. Every time Ray would come and pick me up from work, he would look at Miss Bell's house and say, "I would love a house like that. We should look at that house. I would love to live there." And I'm like, are you serious? Absolutely not. But I think Miss Bell's house holds a particular charm for him because it reminds him of his childhood house in Arkansas. See, you can see up top a little bit how the house is just, it's just falling apart. I just think it's just so pretty. It is so pretty, y'all. But that is my joint around the neighborhood, my joint about the neighborhood. We're about to walk back to the house now, and I appreciate all of y'all for coming on. If y'all don't see me again, other than maybe a short or maybe a pre-recorded video, I want to wish all of y'all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy time. Happy time. For a lot of people, it's not a happy time. A lot of people are fighting through grief for the first time this year. And I want to speak a word of joy to your heart. I want you to look for the Lord to meet you during this season. I want Him to bring a smile to your face, even if it's momentary. Because that's really all joy is. Joy is not an eternal state, not in this life. But there is joy that you can find in Jesus. And I pray that He gives you His joy, the joy of His coming into the earth and the blessing He continues to be. He is the gift that keeps on giving. And I would that you would find Him, His joy would fill your heart. But we are here at the end, and to that we can raise a toast, and we can thank God that we made it, and we can look forward to what 2026 has in store for all of us. From here, it's got to go all the way up to the roof, through the ceiling. 2026 is going to be an epic year for all of us. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to see what God is going to do with you and through you in 2026. Y'all have an amazing